Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I, the bird, am once again gracing you with my presence. We're giving Lio the night off and letting you all recover from dealing with that horrifying lion mask. Be grateful that I, in my benevolence, have spared you. Today's topic is the long-awaited follow-up to the Zoophile police drama that happened in February. What, you thought it was done when the account was handed over to confident people? Of course not! It's the internet! We'll be springboarding from there into the topic of online safety concerning kids and the larger topic of predator hunting. Anyways, let's get started. Literally the evening after the Zoophile police video got uploaded, Lio got some messages from a Discord account. Who was it? Well, it was a doxer, and we're not talking about regular white pages stuff. This guy knew the make and model of Lio's vehicle, and where his wife worked, the whole shebang. After getting in call and a bit of snooping, Lio found out that this doxer tends to go after pedophiles. After discussing it and proving to the doxer that he actively tries to keep kids safe, the doxer revealed he had been tricked by Bellona into thinking he was a predator. But why was Bellona so desperate to get rid of Lio? Well, we'll uncover that a bit more. Realizing this had to go deeper, Lio and a friend of his named Monstrous started looking around and digging. You see, Bellona had convinced a lot of people that she was a 25-year-old woman that works for a company called Raytheon. It took them less than 12 hours to break apart all of that. And these weren't even dedicated hours. This was off and on. They discovered Bellona was, in fact, 16 years old, and that she had a previous history of weaponizing her fan base to mass report accounts she didn't like, and that the proof of her age was actually her mother's ID. Bellona was a child that tricked several unsuspecting adults to send her lewd photography, and was in a relationship with multiple adults at the time. Let's be clear here, these adults thought she was an adult, so there was no pedophilia involved here. My point is, no one up to Lio's involvement questioned this person's age in a seriously skeptical way. This is a person that refused to be in voice calls and would send nudes that were clearly from porn sites, even that the women weren't the same ones. So, Lio did the responsible thing and contacted the child's parents. They have since removed Bellona from the online space. They were unaware of her actions. This leads to the important topic of who should and should not hunt predators online. Let's start with another incident. In March, Lio was asked to join a Twitter group for predator hunters because they had someone that was leaking info to a child that kept trying to get in contact with pedophiles online. Lio's solution? He told this chat of 70 plus people that the leaker had a few hours to reveal themselves or he was gonna dox everyone. Was he serious? Of course not. It was a ruse to freak them out. I mean, it was 70 plus people, are you kidding me? But it worked. The leaker was exposed. But worse than that, Lio had found out something else. That group was comprised in no small part of children. Children! Running accounts on hunting predators. Back to that in a moment. The leaker decided after the chat was nuked to lie about Lio to the kid that was looking for pedophiles to interact with. The leaker claimed no one had the right to find and call this other kid's parents, because when a kid puts themselves in danger, doing nothing is obviously the best choice. That operation ultimately failed, but led to a bigger issue that needs to be addressed. Children in this circle of pedophile hunters. Lio decided to handle this the way he knows best, telling the kids off and telling them that he'll contact their parents if need be, and putting out a short video detailing why kids shouldn't be involved with this type of work, citing things like emotional instability and the inability to think multidimensionally. This reaction to this from the kids running these accounts were generally positive, understanding his point and adjusting properly to not put themselves in harm's way. Others, though, decided to double down and prove him to be right about how children act. Several accounts started actively losing their minds and decrying Lio's comments. One such person going on that Lio's abusive, because talking to children like they are children is somehow abuse. Because when you run an account that calls out predators, the best way to show you're equipped for the job is being over-emotional, and proving your own metric for abuse isn't reliable in the slightest. Even when confronted on this, said account just doubled down. This also fed into another person that goes by the name of Little Miss Rosebud on Twitter, who also claims that Lio abuses children, and that she fears for the safety of children around him, because harsh tones clearly equals child abuse. As far as the safety of children goes, we'll touch on that later. She also claims that Lio threatens, stalks, harasses, and doxes children. Is there any evidence of this? Of course not, because you can't provide evidence for what doesn't exist. She then went on to claim she's blocking anyone that supports Lio. I wonder how many results are under that hashtag. Anywho, Rosebud here decided to go 2 steps further. One is wishing death on Lio, and the other is insinuating that he's a predator in disguise, because we all know that a sexual predator of children would tell them, "Stop interacting with pedophiles!" It's a well-known tactic used by pedophiles, just like the tuba tiger of the Serengeti, who would stalk his prey while using a large, obnoxious instrument. I wonder why they went extinct. More to the point here is this, Rosebud. It's better that you not wear that makeup anyways. No amount of clown paint will hide the ugliness in your soul. You rage about Lio's mean words, but you don't mind talking about your sex life while knowing children follow you. You're equating Lio's harshness as indicators of pedophilia when you openly talk about your sex life around minors is laughable. Maybe you should go take care of your 14-year-old kid instead of being mad on the internet because mean words were said. You can disagree with Lio's methods concerning keeping kids away without being an utter goon. After all, Ruza did. And did Lio and Ruza have an outright war on Twitter over it? No, because they're both adults. It's just a disagreement. The schism of this topic is due to kids treating these accounts and this community like they would a fandom, like it's a safe space or a family. It is not. What they deal with is brutal and ugly, and something kids should be far away from. If you're looking for a place to belong, there are healthy options. You should be enjoying your childhood, not willfully subjecting yourself to this material. Ruza can tell you directly that he's had to sift through a lot of vile crap on Twitter to get these accounts reported. He's seeing these things no one should see, much less kids. And yes, I'm aware some of these kids are victims of sexual assault themselves, but pay attention to what I'm going to say because it's important. Participating in these things will not help you. This will not assist you in healing and certainly isn't a healthy coping mechanism. What you need is therapy. What you need is genuine, certified help. This is not the place for it. If you are a child participating in these things, then you are putting yourself in danger. One thing I can tell you about predators online is that they are very connected. Lio can attest to this, as a bunch of Zoophiles falsely reported his Twitter into suspension twice last year. And if Lio can find the parents of kids that put themselves in danger, then so can predators. What kids usually extrapolate from this is the assumption that they would be preyed on sexually. That's not the point. The point is, they could swat you or do other nefarious things. And don't kid yourselves, most of you kids know your parents have no clue what you're doing online. And you leave easy footprints all over the online space. It doesn't matter how smart you think you are. You lack the life experience to look at this from multiple angles. I highly recommend none of you partake in these activities. Or you can just prove Lio right about your immaturity and scream at him on Twitter about it. Next time, though, we'll be going over a certain con, and why you shouldn't attend it. I have graced you with my presence enough, so I take my leave. Farewell, humans. May you one day realize that birds are a superior species. Bow to us.